Linda's Pantry, and today I'm going to bring you along for another recipe idea using your home canned pantry items, as well as something you might have stored back in another area of your pantry, which is, I've got freeze dried. You might have dehydrated. You might do it yourself. Some of you have freeze dryers. So this is going to be delicious chili. So I'm going to use a pound of my home canned ground beef, a pint of black beans, and these are chipotle black beans. I'm not going to rinse these. I'm just going to put them in, starch and all. Those are from this year. Tomatoes, these are stewed tomatoes from last year, from August of last year. And this is enchilada sauce that I got this recipe from the ball canning book. I'm not as crazy about it, but it's from 2016, so it's time to get it off the shelf. So we're gonna get that off the shelf, and there's my beef. I'm gonna use some mild green chilies from Thrive and onion slices. I keep these two items on the shelf all the time. I'm not gonna put any red peppers in here. I want this to be more of a chili. I'll probably add some chili powder because this enchilada sauce tends to be a little bit on the sweeter side, which is what I didn't care for. But I can't wait to bring you along. How easy is that? Open up a few jars, put it in your pot, and before you know it, you have chili. All right, you wanna see the rest? Come on in. Okay, so this is really easy. I'm going to grab a spatula, and that way I can get this stuff out of the jar a little bit easier. I have some from a previous recipe I did for you. I don't know if I put the video up yet or it's right behind this one coming up. I took some of the top fat off the ground beef out of the other jar, and a little bit of the meat came with it. So that's going in here. I wanted to save that. I didn't want to throw that little bit of broth away. So you're gonna open up your jar. Nice seal. And there you go. Oops. Get that off of there. And you're gonna pull all this out. The fat on the top is going in as well. I don't mind that one little bit. And because this is gonna be a chili, I'm not gonna worry about trying to brown this, drain it off and brown it. It's gonna be fine. It's already cooked. Look at that. And the texture on this meat, I will tell you, just from what I've already tried, is it's softer than fresh ground beef, but it's not super soft either. I really like it. So black beans are next. And these guys, these are the chipotle black beans. So there's chipotle pepper right on top. There she goes. Down. These are some of the best black beans I've ever made or had. They are wonderful. And like I said, I'm not rinsing these. Sometimes I do, like if it's for a taco salad or something like that, I'll go ahead and rinse them. But look at this. These would be tin cans going in a landfill. That's not happening. Here's some tomatoes from last year, and these are just stewed tomatoes with a bunch of veggies out of my garden. So, and if you run across the skin you don't like, pull it out. Okay. And then the enchilada sauce, we'll give that a whirl. Still got a really nice seal on it. And in she goes. And that's going to give it a really nice Tex-Mex flavor. Yum. Okay. Let's get some Thrive peppers. I want at least 2 handfuls. So probably a half a cup of Thrive peppers and a half a cup of Thrive onions as well. So the equivalent to a whole onion. I like a lot of onion in my chili, soups, stews, all that. And this is a 5-quart pot. It's about half full, which is perfect because then I won't have to eat chili for 3 weeks, just for a week. No, it'll be good. I'll share this and see these big chunks of tomatoes out of the garden. How beautiful is that? Nice. And I will put whole tomatoes in my chili anyway, But I'm gonna give this a little bit of a taste test right now, just to kind of figure out what I can expect later on. And I don't really want to grab any of the, I just want a little bit of the sauce. Wow, that's really good already. But it does have that little bit of sweetness to it that I don't really care for. So we're gonna add some chili powder, 2 heaping tablespoons for now of chili powder. Let's get this on the stove and start simmering away. And if we have to, we'll continue to add whatever we need. Those onions and the peppers are already refreshed pretty much, but we want to get this heated up. And this, my dear, is fast food my way. Okay. Faster than I can wash these jars out and get them in the dishwasher, this will be done. Okay guys, off camera, I grabbed some fresh garlic. I put fresh garlic in there. I'm gonna grab my Mexican oregano. I feel like the chili powder content is perfect, but I've got to have Mexican oregano in here. So grab my handy dandy, and I probably only need about a half a teaspoon, maybe. That's really to your taste. The dried oregano is a little bit, and then if you want it hotter, which I do, a little bit of cayenne. That's up to you, how hot. And that should be good on spices. Now, because my stewed tomatoes were a little bit watery, I want this to thicken up. So yes, we could eat it right now, but we're not going to. And I'm adding 1 can of drained diced tomatoes. Still in the pantry, but I love diced tomatoes in my chili. And doesn't that look wonderful? Look at all that meat in there. Absolutely awesome. Okay. All right, I'm gonna let this simmer down and thicken up a little bit, and then I'll bring you back when I'm serving it up, and I'll get us a picture. Chop up some green onion and maybe a little pepper jack cheese on top. Yum. Okay guys, my chili is done. I let it kind of thicken up. It's still got plenty. Oh man, I put a little pepper jack cheese on there and a little green onion on top, and it's so delicious. Using the enchilada sauce mimics, I mean, it's just chilies and broth, and it just lends such a great flavor to this. I just think that it's a no-brainer to have that kind of stuff on your shelf, so it's at your disposal anytime you need it. And home canned enchilada sauce, hands down, beats store-bought. I tweaked, I do my recipe for it. I use the Ball Canning Book timing, or the USDA guideline timing for mine, but I wanted to get that used up. They add sugar in there, and I just don't care for sugar, but it's delicious in this. Meat texture. It's a finer texture, maybe like Sloppy Joe's or Cincinnati chili, but it's absolutely delicious, and you're using all your home canned stuff. So last year's garden stuff, as well as stuff I had in the pantry, couldn't ask for anything more. It's got a little bit of heat to it. Woo! I like it. Put a little more cheese on there. And yes. And here's dinner. All right, guys. I can't wait to see you next time. Hold on.